Hello everybody, how's everyone day? I'm Mega Kita Des. Alright, today we are going to unpack a little bit more. Well, technically this might be a long video, so you guys bear with me. But I'm gonna unpack some more stuff about Nijisanji situation, which kind of like went south after Andrew from Legal Mindset released technically famous and infamous based on how you look at it, the contract. The contract not from any other company but Nijisanji, any color but black, apparently. So the one thing is that it went south in so many ways that I was actually kind of in time to do more video previously. I actually, if you guys want to know more on that, I had did nearly 15 minutes on to address the situation as well as addressing some of the points that I have in the past point out, or things that I say that's proven my point along the line, my speculation, all these things. If you guys want to go and take a look, I'll put up that link in the description below. You guys can check it out later on. But the one thing I am very sure about, you know, like sometimes when one do something along the line, it can have an impact in a so-called aftermath. And it's actually kind of interesting to see that a lot of situations start appearing. I will link out to all the video from Lydia, as well as the Blue Squirrel, and as well as, interestingly, one thing that I almost overlooked is Kyo-san indicating that it's based off the contract that why haven't Nijisanji fired Luka Kaneshiro-san. So, number one thing I would have to say that the contract is already very infamous in a way because it shows how black the company is, how the contract is technically beneficial to the company but not to the talents. But again, mind you guys, as again and again that the contract may be called infamous, it is still technically an unsigned contract. And what does an unsigned contract mean? Well, technically an unsigned contract can also mean as a template contract, which means that there is still a chance that the final contract may have a few clause of the change. It can include some of the stuff, it can also exclude some of the stuff, as well as that some of the point can be later on changed to benefit the talents in the way. But again, that will only based on a few factors that is taken into consideration. Number one, did the talents sign before reading or read before signing? Number two, was it clearly vetted by a lawyer, or did the talent just read through him or herself? Number three, did the talent was understand the clause? A lot of situations tend to have this kind of, I know is some people will say, hey, isn't that all the same thing? In the eyes of the law, it can mean a whole new different thing. It's just basically a question of how you reach the place versus how do you go to the place along the line. So do you walk to the place or you take the... So the question in a way, right, in the eyes of the law, or when you come to lawyering, is that the way you phrase the question and the way the thing, although it may seem similar, it can also mean a little bit different in based on how you ask. So, you know, in all, again, the contract can be vetted through, and I always advise a lot of people to read the contract twice, because sometimes the clause on the first page may be different when the more you read. So Andrew-san had actually put up more on the contract on his live stream, so you guys can check it out in the link description below. But again, I will advise you guys to understand that this contract had create an aftermath that a lot of people did not, I don't think anyone expected it in a way, but it create a freaking rival effect that caused a lot of Nijisanji situation to crumble even worse. I mean, like, even the Nijisanji Defense Force or the NDF has starting to crumble in a way. They either kind of like trying to go to the fourth phase of the person. When I always say the fourth phase of person from sane to insane, again, that's a simple recap. Number one, emotion, like, dislike, jealousy, all this emotion. Number 2, obsession. Number 3, coming out with real reasoning to justify their reason. And number 4, full denial. Right now, most of the Nijisanji defense force that I see in the NDF, they have come out with full denial. They are denying a lot of things. They are not accepting or anything. They even try to come out with real reasoning, stating that, oh, we try to reason with the other people who is hating on Nijisanji, but then when you look at the whole situation, the way they come out with their own defense, which I will cover one or two of them later on, but it's actually interesting to hear that the way they are now trying to defend Nijisanji is like the house of cards is crumbling, is fallen. You can never put it back up unless there changes to it. Maybe use a super glue, use a tape along the line. It's cheating, but then again, that's how that's how life works in a way. So all in all, I would say again, let you guys know that there will be a lot of this disclaimer situation. There will be a lot of apparent, there will be a lot of speculation, there's a lot of theory, a lot of things, but at the end of the day, there is a random chat. All right, a random chat where I will talk about random stuff, but then again, do understand that most of my point may seem random to some people, but a lot of the time when I'm being vocal about Nijisanji have been on the money, although I don't get any money. So what is the first thing we have to address? I would love to let you guys talk about the recent spicy stuff, but we are going to step into Nijisanji situation about the Luka Kaneshiro situation. And mind you guys, this is actually based off if Nijisanji is deciding to use the contract to buy Luka-san. The interesting part is that what a lot of people may not be aware is that if the contract is true, then Luka-san should be technically under suspension and worse, terminated. So what does that mean? Based on the contract, again, it had been stated that if you leak information about your staff or information about that is related to the company in a way to a third party, you are under suspension. You may have to pay for the compensation or the damage cost along the line, and in a way, Luka-san have the possibility of being terminated. Not being fired or whatsoever, is being terminated, meaning to say that sayonara, erase, no more history. So what actually happened? Well, the full detail will be more on Kyo-san. He had been covering the situation about the previous the so-called manager or the girlfriend, who a lot of people say that is a pedophile herself when she tried to, like when she was married and then she get to learn about Luka past life along the line, and then they kind of do something along the line, and Luka-san trying to gaslight everyone into saying that, oh, she is the predator along the line, apparently along the line. So it's speculation at that point, allegation at the point, but then again, with the information lately happening, it can be also stating that yes, it is a high possibility that Luka-san is a gaslighter. Well, what does that mean? Well, the thing is, right, it's actually kind of interesting to point out that what actually happened is that Luka-san had leaked information to the female, which and the female was acting like a manager to Luka-san, where she have to do a lot of things, like when Luka-san want to hold a tournament or a event, instead of doing it himself, he actually asked the lady to help him, technically, so-called quote unquote help him to do so, and that the information during like the meeting, like normally meeting we have, like I will point out a little bit of that meeting later on, is that she was given information based off the so-called meeting, the construction of the whole event, what is the thing that he want in the event along that line, and while he go and do his own stuff, the female end up doing the whole situation, and because how can she do every single thing? Because the liver, Luka-san, give all his access or maybe the password to his account along the line to the girl, the female, and the female end up having access to, in a way, how I say this, It's like basically she got the access right, even though she is not belonging to Nijisanji. So in a way, I would say if she is a third party, and unless Nijisanji come out and point out that the girl is a third party, that is under Nijisanji, in this case, she is very unlikely, and if so, Nijisanji can terminate or suspend Luca, whichever they want. And worst thing worse, even if they do suspend or terminate Luca-san, they are able to get all the compensation or money from Luca-san in a way. So does he deserve it? Well, that's depending on how you guys look at it. So the thing is, right, the whole contract whatsoever is already stated in the contract that if that is what Luca-san had signed personally, then yes, he is to compensate the damage done to Nijisanji, as well as Nijisanji is under the right to terminate or suspend Luca-san because he had leaked information to a third party. So more information, I will advise you guys to go and check out Kyo-san video. I know some people may not like him along the line, or maybe he may be a little bit biased along the line, but when you look at the whole situation, it is a highly possibility that Luca-san had been gaslighting. And why I use the word gaslighting in a way? Well, the thing is, right, in the past, Luca-san had come out and point out that the so-called the female that was a predator along the line, or he was manipulated by the female along the line. And when the females came out and said that it was the other way around, it's just proof to show that if that is the case, then Luca-san may be gaslighting everyone into thinking that he's the good guy, the other person is a bad guy. I'm not sure because there is still no strong evidence to prove both sides still may be in the wrong, because when one is right doesn't mean the other side is wrong. It can be both are right or both are wrong. There are a possibility of that happening. So you guys have to understand, in the eyes of the law, there is often more than not there is two sides of the coin, and doesn't mean that both sides of the coin is correct. The coin itself as a whole can be also wrong. So at the end of the day, I will let you guys decide again based on Andrew-san. Sorry, I'm going to use your word. Be your own judge. So the thing is, right, at the end of the day, you will have to understand that two right or two wrong doesn't mean the whole thing is right or the whole thing is wrong. It can be both sides have a little bit of contradicting evidence along the line. That is, unless there is proof to prove everything. But so far, based on my skill, I have put up a skill when I look at the video, I understand the situation. It is technically heavily against Luca-san because of the evidence is given by the female already. She had proof that of the photo screenshot given by Luca-san. And if anyone trying to state that it's so easy to or create a fake a screenshot of the whole Discord, but when you look at the whole image and when you look at the whole document, it seems legit at least. And that the way some of the live reply in the Discord, the way they talk along the line is, unless you can come up with a 4D chats along the line of saying that, hey, that I know the person how he think along, I know how he write, and I'm just gonna create a thing. But when you look at the whole situation, the timeline, the screenshot, everything just seem aligned to show that yes, it is seemingly a legit document. Even if the Nijisanji trying to defend that, hey, or the defender themselves trying to defend that there's a fake document, when you look at the timeline, every single thing, it seems like a legit document, and that Luca-san may be the gaslighter in the first place. But again, that is just a random, just a speculation. There is no strong evidence to prove it at the moment, unless it's a court case where the female decided to sue Luca-san, then that will be a whole new different story. Now, interestingly about suing the situation, right? I'm actually very shocked. It didn't take too long based on my prediction to start happening. Mind you guys, I had put up a prediction long ago indicating that unless, and I actually state also along the line that unless there is someone that is willing to go and sue Nijisanji company as a whole, then that is when Nijisanji situation will start crumbling even more. And it didn't really take too long for the whole situation to start happening, because all in all, Nijisanji I would recommend you guys to take a look at Lydia video as well as the Bruce Grill video, wrong video, but which one was it? Yes. Nijisanji's lawyer screaming at an artist along the line, as well as that Legal Minds actually did cover it. Is the cat mean video is a very well known within the Japan community, because what you guys have to understand, to kind of like put into along the line of how would I say it? In a nutshell, yep. Sorry, Squirrel. No nutshell for you at the moment. But then again, all in all, what actually happened was that there is a Japanese artist who was technically being screamed by lawyers of Nijisanji along the line, and that when she wanted to get paid for her work, she was denying it. She was denying the payment. And the funny thing is that it actually all started out like Nijisanji decided to just go along the line of screaming at her, because the thing is, right, it all started out not from with Nijisanji alone itself. It started with her company that she was working with. The artist was actually working with another company called UniCreate, and UniCreate technically did not pay the artist for her artwork, and she was sad. So basically she go to again the Japan government. Again, like I mentioned, when you feel you are being taken advantage, or when you come to payment and the company may be doing something along the line of being illegal, yes, you can go to the government of Japan, or even to the police in a way. So in this case, she did the right thing by going to the Japan government to seek for help, and she got paid accordingly. Well, not in based on her work, she had not been paid fully, but she had gotten at least some sort of payment. So it does mean that yes, she got the payment. But what actually got even more worse is that when Nijisanji decided to step in and sue her for apparently no reason. Well, they will also kind of like put up a proper reason in a way. Technically, when you put up a letter, you have to go and put a proper reason. But the thing is, right, is what make it even more worse is that the letter that she received from Nijisanji was given the stamp by the CEO of Nijisanji, meaning to say that Riku himself is aware of this situation. Well, some people will be saying that, hey, it's not wrong to sometimes have the employee stamp or represent their CEO along the line. But the thing is, right, in terms of if that is the case, then Nijisanji may have broken the Japan law of misusing document or misusing authority to threaten other people. And in this case, if true, then the lawyer of Nijisanji may have broken a law, even though he's a lawyer himself. It's kind of interesting that you claim that you're a lawyer, you think you are a lawyer, but when you broke the law, are you still a lawyer? You will be. I guess we're just the best way to say it would be just give up the badge and drop being a lawyer. So the thing is, right, what actually happened was that when Nijisanji stepped in to sue the artist along the line, the artist instead counter sue in a way. There is still no technically proper thing to indicate, because based on the video along the line, based on the information given along the line, is that the information oh yes, I will link up the video to Force video where he talked more about the situation. He actually did talk more on the legal side of the artist. I almost forgot to link up his video, so I will put up in the to show you guys. But yes, more information on Force Sun video where everything was more covered by him. But I would just kind of like put up the situation that yes, if Nijisanji did send a letter, which is technically a threatening letter by Nijisanji to the artist, then yes, Nijisanji have broken 3 laws. Number 1 law, you do not send a threatening letter, because in terms of if the letter is considered a threatening letter, yes, you have broken the law and that the government can step in. Number 2, if the lawyer claimed that Riku-san is not aware of the situation, then who is the one who stamped on the legal document with the signature of the CEO of Nijisanji? Are you the if that is so, that is called misrepresentative, or maybe along the line of misusing authority along the line, and that is another law broken. The last one would be along the line that false charges. If they claim that she had damaged Nijisanji in a way when she had not, then that is considered a false charge, and that doing a false charge against someone else in Japan is a very huge wrong crime, which a lot of people have to understand. Defamation in Japan go way different than any other country, because why? It go all the way to the old law, the samurai pride law. And what does that mean? Well, basically that if anyone put up a charge, a legal document charge, indicating to the whole world that yes, someone had did something along the line, which is proven false, then it means that you had defamed someone, you have put down someone's reputation along the line, and that if that is the case, it doesn't matter whether you damage the other person's reputation or whether the person have any damage incurred along the line, you have broken that law, and that you can be charged by the other party along the line. In this case, the artist can sue Nijisanji for defamation as well, because Nijisanji had kind of like defame her, saying that she have doing something wrong along the line. So if that is the case, this is the three law that Japan law that have been broken by Nijisanji in a way, all in one interesting letter. Which if anyone wanted to ask me why do I know this, yes, I don't study law in Japan, but I have read up the law in Japan while I was working in Japan, so that is for me to cover myself. So yes, I understand most of the law along the line. So the thing is that, again, I'm just putting in my 2 cents. There may be a change in the law, there may be law that is different from how I may remember along the line, but understand that what I'm putting up is technically the baseline law, so you guys have to understand. Yes, Nijisanji have been breaking a lot of law lately a lot. So all in all, I would say that the threatening itself can be also be brought up as another charge, because the thing is, right, if you're putting out, if in Japan there is already called the koroshi, which basically overwork and die. So basically, if Nijisanji did go on the line of trying to get the artist to do their work and not pay her, then yes, there is something wrong. Technically, if she also overworked along the line of doing their work, like prioritize their work first, and she is forced to do so, and she's end up not getting paid, that in a sense also break the law of the in Japan, the labor law itself, because every job have a compensation. There has to be a compensation. It doesn't need to be money compensation. You still have to end up giving some sort of compensation. It can be exposure, it can be other thing, but the thing is, often more than not, in this case, Nijisanji did not did even the exposure along the lines, then yes, Nijisanji is reliable for the charge in the case. So all in all, it's actually interesting to hear that the artists have finally lawyered out. Again, I always been advising to a lot of people that sometimes getting a lawyer go a long way, especially when you sign a contract or when you going against something along the line. Sometimes a lawyer can help, even though you have to pay a little bit more at the start, but the compensation came back will be even more, at least better than you have to pay them back more instead. All right. So all in all, I would say that it is something that the artist had did a very good thing along the line. But what this whole thing went even more south is that what you guys have to understand is that it got even worse for Nijisanji. And what does that mean? Well, the thing is, right, the artist start using past story to describe what actually happened, along the line of like the lawyer screaming at her saying that I'm a lawyer, you listen to me, or maybe along the line that I'm the lawyer, I always right. No. Sometimes lawyers can be wrong. It's just a job of a lawyer to like sometimes I know it may be harsh, I know it may be bad, but a lawyer job is often more than not to make the truth become a lie and the lie became a truth. It's not. It doesn't mean that all lawyers bring all truth to light or bring all light to dark. It's often more than not there are cases. You can ask legal mindset, is my point wrong? If he say it is correct in a way, then you guys will understand why I always been kind of like sometimes say some of my point can be technically considered right, but I'm not saying that everyone have to take my point. But again, at this point of time, I feel like my speculation and my view have been right on the money in many, but again, I don't get any money. So yeah, okay. The one thing I would say for the situation that it doesn't look good for Nijisanji is that it also kind of like answer a lot of questions that a lot of people have been speculating, and why I have been technically correct in a way is that last time when I say that the PR situation seems a little bit bad. And I said it may be due to the management situation. Mind you guys, she is using the situation that was happening in the JP management side. The JP side, alright? Not the EN side, not the other side, not the disband Korean, Indonesia, Indian side, but the JP side. So it's kind of interesting to say that that yes, this had happened. She had pointed out that it had happened in the past. In the past, the right when the moment when I knew something was wrong at that time, alright. Mind you guys, I had applied to Nijisanji as a JP lifer in the past. The situation at that time, I'm so glad I did not get in a way. So yeah, all in all, I would say that the JP side actually have the situation worse back then. It did not improve even to the EN side. It didn't improve to the Korean, Indonesia, all this side. It already was worse in the JP side. I've been stating that as many times as I can. Whether do people believe me, that's on everyone's view. But again, you guys can take it that whatever I say is a random check, is a random stuff. Whether you want to believe me or not, you can write in the comment below. Do you guys believe me? Thank you. So, alright. All in all, I would say along the line that yes, Nijisanji have been this bad long ago, all because of the management. I didn't really want to call along the line of that, hey, it's the lawyer situation. At the time, I only was managed to able point out to one specific department, which is the management side. Again, I was also kind of like wanted to say that, hey, maybe the PR side is also part of management side. So I was wondering, why did my speculation go to that way? It was until to the moment when I saw the video about the artist pointing that it was the lawyer, then it actually kind of answered most of my answer why I like, as well as kind of like proven my point have been correct a lot of time that yes, it is on the management side, it's on the JP side, it doesn't start on the EN side. It already all long ago happened already. So what does my point prove in a way? Well, the thing is, right, number one thing I will have to point out to you guys is that the lawyer itself, he's the one who draft out most of the contract. He's the one who come up with a lot of things that is to help the company, to benefit the company along the line, as well as that he is also the representative of Nijisanji in a way in terms of legal stuff. Not legal mindset, but legal stuff. So the thing is, right, when it comes to this kind of situation, often more than not, you have to look through a lawyer, and if the lawyer claim they are right, then you have to believe in a way. But it doesn't mean all lawyers are right. Sometimes you have to have a lawyer talking to a lawyer. That would be the best way to go. If you can't afford a lawyer, then you have to make sure that whatever the other party claim, it's best you wrote them down or record them down. If they say that it is against the rule, then you have to state that then it's under your right to reject the deal if they do not accept any form of negotiation. Because often more than not, you have to do this kind of recording or have a lawyer to do a proper representative for you. Because often more than not, the contract itself can be altered by the lawyer themselves. It is not unheard of that a lawyer alter the contract in a way, but often more than not, having a lawyer to read a contract does go a long way in a way, especially when you are negotiating with a lawyer or any other person who is doing the all this thing. Often more than not, having a lawyer does go a long way, unless you read the contract yourself and there is no lawyer to kind of like saying that, hey, you must sign this along the line, then yes, you can nego for better deal along the line. So it's actually kind of interesting to say that the lawyer have been so claimed to be a lawyer based on the reply of the artist along the line. It's actually kind of interesting that the infamous cat video, I will link up to her video if I can find it. I couldn't find it at the time of this recording, so forgive me for that. But it's actually a very interesting video but by the Japanese artist along the line that yes, it is funny in a way, but it also proves how bad Nijisanji has been, not just internal culture, but the way they have their they're trying to push around to prove their point along the line. And if so, then it just proves how bad Nijisanji is already been rotted ever since. I've been stating that the situation have been worse since the JP side. If this artist's allegation is true, then my speculation is also technically in a way true that the situation started from the JP side, that the lawyer was the one that had been screwing with everyone along the line. It also kind of explain why would Nijisanji come up with a termination contract, not termination contract, but the termination notice that in a way seem like a smear campaign notice than a terminated notice. Because often more than not, when you put up a terminated notice, or it's more often more than not, right, that you have to state that yes, this person have agreed to terminate with us along the line, and that as official of which day along the line they will be terminated, and that Nijisanji will not along the line, blah blah blah. But if you put up something like the reason why we terminate her is because blah 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 blah, and if the note, again, like I point out, if the information given out is considered too much or false information, then yes, it seems like a smearing campaign than a terminated notice in the first place. So it's actually better question, did the same lawyer did the terminated notice for Sayu or Tokiba? In a way, I think at this point of time, when I'm looking at the Japanese terminated notice, I think it is very 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 likely, because the thing is, right, when you look at the Nijisanji contract, when you look at the terminated notice, it seems like in some form that it had been translated from the Japanese side, and that either someone did a poor job on it or something along the line, or maybe they use Google along the line, then yeah, it just doesn't make sense. And even more worse is that some of the contract clause, as well as that Sayu-san have actually even provided legal mindset about a silencing contract, a contract which she put up in a way. I will let you guys go and take a look at legal mindset video again. But mind you guys that when I look at the terminated contract, it's just bullshit, is questionable, it's just basically trying to silence Sayu-san in a way. And if this contract was also provided to Selen Tatsuki or Tokiba at the time, then yes, Nijisanji is trying to silence as much people as possible, whether you like it or not. And anyone who talk bad about Nijisanji in the future, then yes, that contract will come and bite. But the thing is, right, it will not come back and bite the VTuber. So if Nina or Madara in this case, or Kuro-san, who was Mr. Ray at the time, if they come out and spoke against the company, even if some of the past rival like Pomu or Mika decided to step out and state that yes, they have signed the same contract, they are not reliable for damage by Nijisanji. I know any other lawyer can say that no, that is not true. The thing is, right, silencing contract, you can say that yes, if you leave the company and you have signed an NDA, there's nothing wrong to say that you have signed an NDA. You can choose not to disclose the information of the NDA, but if you have said that you have signed an NDA after you leave the company, then let the speculation run round. The speculation can run round, and it can just help to prove a lot of points, because yes, Nijisanji is trying to silencing a lot of people to talk bad about the company along the line, or trying to go against the company along the line, because all you did was just saying yes, I have signed an NDA. That alone is enough as a overall evidence to shut all the defender along the line, to make even more understand that yes, Nijisanji is already as black as the black hole, as black as the abyss, as black as whatever black. And if people want to say what is the worst black color, Nijisanji, because they are 100% black. Even the most black color in the world is just 99.9, and you can never get up to 100 because Nijisanji is the 100% at this point all the time. But overall, I would say that it just proved more and more bad for Nijisanji along the line. Is not looking good, even to the point that one of the rumor about Nijisanji is saying that it is very likely there is also speculation, right? This is just what I'm gonna say for the last topic is a speculation. Bruce Grilson had covered it, as well as Nidia also covered the situation. It is again, like I mentioned, it is speculation, it is theory, it is rumor along the line. So understand this thing. Kotaka from Nijisanji may be the one to cause the termination of Melu from Hololive. More story from both of them, so you guys can check the situation out. But again, it is a rumor. Even me, Lydia-san had brought up, it is a rumor. Understand that it is a rumor. But when you have Zaion, who is Sayu at the time, stating that yes, that this person is a liar, that is a gaslighter along the line, then I in time to believe that yes, my speculation in the past that someone had caused Melu to get terminated may be correct. In the past, I said we have to look into the person who is the one causing behind the termination. Again, there is a rumor, there is soft evidence, there is not hard evidence. Hard evidence meaning to say that it is definite proof, but soft evidence is just speculation to rumor along the line. So understand that there is all soft evidence. I already have kind of like pinpoint that I was thinking that she may be the one. Reason why I would say along the line of she may be the one is that yes, it is now people starting to realize that the coincidence of Melu and her past life account unfollowing Kotaka from Nijisanji following the termination. Understand that this thing, right, was based. This was the very I'm not saying like this thing, but actually more towards that at that time when I look up her unfollow list, I realized that Kotaka-san was the one to be so-called unfollowed. So at that time, I was thinking along the line, maybe she was the one of being the whole rat along the line, or the whole snake to be exact. So basically what happened was that people had actually understand that yes, both of Melu-san and Kotaka-san have one collab one time doing a cooking stream along the line. And during that time, they had meet in real life doing an off-stream cooking. So it is speculated that at that time, Melu was the one who talked about some information about the company to Kotaka-san, and Kotaka-san decided to leak the information in a way which in a way got Melu terminated, even though she so-called claimed to not was not the one to leak the information. So if the speculation and rumors are proven true, then Nijisanji situation may have two way to go. But then again, this also can also prove that Kotaka-san may have also two kind of situation happen to her in a way. What does that mean? There is a few rumor and stuff that that have happened to me, and the reason why I said both of the situation may be true in a way is that both Nijisanji situation too as well as her situation in they have two route to go is that number one, if Nijisanji decided to terminate or suspend Kotaka-san, then it just proves that yes, they are aware of the situation and that they are punishing her along the line. So it is a possibility. But then again, if they choose not to do so, it is possible that again it will lead to the the speculation that may be also part of the path that Kotaka-san did, which is basically that Nijisanji asked Kotaka-san to leak the information. It is very likely that again, for her path, I would say her situation in a while. But if Nijisanji is the one that doing along the line that hey, go and leak the information or tell us the information that Melu tell you along the line, then yes, it is a form of leaking out information from company to another company. And if so, then number one, the company Nijisanji had broken the law. Number two, Kotaka-san is liable for charge as well. She is guilty by associate, whether you like it or not. So again, it's proven by a lot of situations that if this is the worst case possible, again, this is the worst case possible, right? Then both of them could be charged in a way, and if go into a legal battle, then Nijisanji is likely to be the one to be on the losing side. But then again, we shall see how it goes. That is still speculation. Now for the other path of the Koda-san two paths what may happen. Number one, again, I already say along the line that yes, she may be forced by Nijisanji to do such a thing. It's a possibility, but it does not mean that it is true. It's just speculation at this point of time, so we shall see how it goes. But the second part, again, like I mentioned along the line, if the first one that she had proven that she was forced by Nijisanji, then if gotten charged, right, she will not get the harsh punishment because Nijisanji forced her along the line. And that if she willing to bargain for a plea guilty along the line, that pointing that Nijisanji was the one to cause her to leak the information, then Nijisanji will go to Nijisanji will have to pay her hefty fine, as well as Koda-san will be technically free in a way because she had point finger already. But basically, in case anyone wants to know, the lowest sentence possible, maybe some sort of fine or maybe a few weeks jail along the line. But Nijisanji is not going to get scot-free. They will get a very heavy punishment. So the only thing is that how would she get the worst punishment? How will Koda-san, if proven true that she was the one who leaked the information, is true, then again the speculation she will get the heaviest punishment ever. What does that mean? She'll go to jail, she will be punished, and she'll also be fined. And again, why would I say that? Because she had leaked information with intention. Which means that if proven true, alright, that she is the one who leaked the information on her own will, then Nijisanji is technically scot-free, but Koda-san will not be scot-free. So again, this speculation is not looking good for both Nijisanji and Koda-san. But again, like I mentioned, that is only if the proven is true, if the speculation is true. But a lot of people have been pointing out that it seems to be leaning that route, that yes, it may be a possibility. But again, like I mentioned, don't jump to rumor too fast unless there is evidence, and as well as Melu-san decided to step out and point fingers. But again, we can never know. We shall have to wait and see how things go about. Or maybe someone else step in and point out that yes, Koda-san was a bad person in the first place. Then maybe that will be a whole new different story. But for now, we shall put that as a rumor for now, as a speculation, a theory, a story for another time along the line. But with that being said, I think I covered most of the situation along the line. That is the silencing Zaion situation, with the question about the NDA stuff, which is very questionable. The bully of the artist by Nijisanji, yeah, that is already very questionable. Melu's situation also kind of cover. As well, oh yes. The last thing I want to say, for the Nijisanji defender force along the line, this will be a quick one because I do not want to talk about their situation, but I will point out a very two interesting point. I was actually very shocked about where was it again? ちょっと待ってね. Yes. In Legal Mindset video, he actually brought up a person who gave a different so-called a different point of view about indicating that hey, maybe Nijisanji don't have a creed along the line. I saw the video. I see the whole thing. Conclusion about there is no creed along the line, or trying to indicate that hey, Nijisanji may be the one to force their talents to go along the line, or maybe force their talents or force their fan to say that hey, we are trying for peace, we want peace along the line. The thing is, right, again back to the fourth phase that I mentioned along the line. Number 1, emotion. Number 2, obsession. Number 3, weird reasoning. Number 4, full denial. Most of them had lead, again, like I think at the start I already said along the line, they had lead to the full denial along the line. They will come up with real reasoning. Again, the stuff that was sent to Legal Mindset just seemed very ridiculous. I'm sure that someone talked about it along the line. I can't recall who, but I'll put up the link for the video in the description below, so you guys can check it out. But the one thing I would argue is that even if people say that hey, maybe Nijisanji is the one who have been forcing their talents to go along the line of being a mixu or to talk bad about Selentatsuki or any other liver along the line, or trying to along the line, or even pay mercenary fan to talk bad and trying to defend Nijisanji along the line. Again, that is speculation. It is not true. But then with Nijisanji trying hard to defend their self, or even having their fan base trying to defend themselves, it's already, again, like I mentioned, it's back to the third phase, fourth phase, full denial and weird reasoning. It is just crazy. It is just insane. I would just say that the way they are trying to defend themselves is, or even Nijisanji, is that it's number one, ridiculous. There is already hard evidence slowly coming out to prove Nijisanji is a bad company. There is already a lot of facts that is coming to prove that Nijisanji is the one who have been going around doing all this sort of questionable thing, coming out with a questionable contract along the line, as well as that Nijisanji is also doing along the line of forcing their talent to do whatever they want, even if the talent are against it along the line. Yes, you can defend that, but when you look at another point of view, the talents had the right to do not what Nijisanji want them to do. I know the one thing is that one of the defender who sent a so-called DM to Andrew-san from Legal Mindset about the that there is no clear along the line. It may be just I believe there is no the so-called clear red is boo whatsoever along the line. Mind you guys, when I look at the whole diagram, when I look at the whole statement, I will, if the person is looking at this video, I will throw back one argument. The whole situation is just a boo in a way. Okay, basically why I would say that people actually, he actually used migram experiment as the way to argue about, yes, it to say that maybe Nijisanji is the one that has been forcing their talent to do so. Anyone who is not aware of what is migram experiment, migram experiment in a nutshell is just basically when someone forces another person to do something, be it right or wrong, they are forced to do so, and that they are not to question the higher authority, and that they have to do so. So in this case, it's a very inhumane experiment that actually, I would actually say, to test the person morale and cautious. So again, the migram experiment, I will throw it back as an argument again, is that the liver, the talents, the employees, all of them have the right to disagree with the order given by Nijisanji. Even if their contract do state that they have to do whatever Nijisanji want them to do, again, understand this. There is one gray area that all Nijisanji and employee have overlooked, and that Nijisanji themselves may have overlooked as well. And that is, the contract can be void when you give the contract to the government of Japan. And if the government of Japan do come up and step into the whole situation, then the whole clause, all the contract that is given to every employee and talents in Nijisanji will become null and void, and that they will be protected in a way. But that is only if someone step up and give the contract to the signed contract, not the template contract, but the signed contract to the government of Japan, to indicate that they have signed a contract and forced to do so, and that the life they had lived under the contract, or being forced to do whatever that, like as like that is considered a cruel company in Japan, a cruel kaisha, then the government of Japan can step in, and all contract will be considered null and void. So that is a very gray area, but that is only if the liver are all aware of it, or the talents are aware of it. Again, like I mentioned, it has to be a signed contract. But we shall wait and see will it come to fruition or not, because Nijisanji will try to defend themselves, but then again, the signed contract at the end of the day is still hold up. That will be in my eyes the hard evidence, and the liver have to technically again willing to step up. But again, at this point of time, they can be threatened to not step out, and that if they step out, then the clause where the company in the contract state that Nijisanji is not a organized crime company. Yeah. If that is still in the contract, and if the government of Japan do came across this, the signed one, not the unsigned one, but the signed one, then yes, Nijisanji will be collapsing, because the government of Japan step in. That's the end of a company. But hey, that's also a random chat. But then again, who am I to know? I mean, like, maybe I know, maybe I don't know, maybe I don't know. But right now in the comment below, what do you guys think about the whole situation? Do you think that Nijisanji situation is looking as bad? Was the contract that Nijisanji, the unsigned contract of Nijisanji leaked by Legal Mindset, was it causing the whole situation to fall along the line? Right in the comment below, how do you guys think? Was I right also? Was I wrong along the line? Whatever you guys think about the whole situation, and we can discuss it further. With that being said, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe, and have a nice day or night. Bye.